Hi there and good evening. My name's Courtney and I'm the event manager here at the Currier Museum of Art. We are super excited to be hosting the Stay Work Play Rising Stars Award this evening. We will be making tonight a cider mule cocktail. Hopefully you have all of your ingredients prepared. If not, just follow along as best you can. What you'll need to have is some local apple cider or whatever apple cider you have. We chose Tito's vodka, but any vodka will do. And we chose ginger beer to put at the end, but ginger ale will also do as well. So to get started, for your pint glass and for your shaker glass, we're going to go ahead and put some ice directly into the shaker. I would say about halfway. Next, we're going to do 2 ounces of the Tito's vodka. And this goes right into your shaker as well. Next, the apple cider. I would do a healthy pour, maybe to up about half of the shaker glass. Go ahead and place the cap on that and give it a nice shake. Next, you'll want to fill your pint glass or whatever glass you have with ice. I would fill it all the way with ice. Next, you're going to strain the cider and vodka mixture right over it. Don't fill it all the way, as you'll want to leave a little bit of room for some ginger beer. Lastly, place a healthy splash of ginger beer or ginger ale right on the top. And to garnish it, you can choose an apple or orange slice. We chose an apple, and you are finished. Thanks so much for watching, and cheers to this evening's winners.
Good evening, everyone. If we haven't met, my name is Will Stewart, and I am the Executive Director of Stay Work Play New Hampshire. Thank you for joining us tonight for the 11th Annual Rising Stars Awards. This evening, we will be celebrating some truly extraordinary young people and the companies that go the extra mile to recruit and retain them. This year's event, of course, looks a lot different from that of past years. Tonight, we are broadcasting live from the Currier Museum of Art in Manchester to all corners of New Hampshire. This hybrid event is new for us, and as such, we ask for your patience and grace in the event of any technical challenges, which, as we've seen, we've already encountered a little bit, that might occur from here on out, and while we sanitize the microphones between speakers. Before we begin tonight's program, I just want to take a moment to look back at the past year and what's brought us here today. 2020 has been a challenging year for everyone, individuals and organizations alike, and Stay Work Play is certainly included in this category. Like many organizations, we have had to pivot how we meet our mission, but the mission itself, to attract and retain young people in New Hampshire, has not changed one bit. Before COVID-19 changed everything in mid-March, Stay Work Play was able to complete our Policy and Pints pop-up series, which saw us visit 9 different sections and regions of the state to ask young people what keeps them in their corners of New Hampshire, and conversely, one day, why they might consider leaving. What we learned in the Policy and Pints series helped to inform our nonpartisan, issues-based advocacy program in Concord. Now, in our second year of advocacy, Stay Work Play has engaged the state legislature on issues that affect whether young people plan to stay in or leave the Granite State. We were also able to share this information in a number of ways, including at a January legislative reception at the Capitol in Concord. In mid-March, however, as we all know, everything changed. Our advocacy efforts went fully virtual, as did much of, I would say, all of our programming and events. Our first big test came in April with the New Hampshire Next, a summit for young change makers, which transitioned from a half-day in-person event to a week-long virtual event in which we were able to reach more young people than ever before. At some events, however, we just couldn't do at all. We had hoped to have a launch party for our Insider's Guide to the Lakes region, the latest installment of our regional Insider's Guides, but COVID prevented us from gathering in person to have that, what would have been a great event, we know. On the flip side, we were able to respond to the pandemic by creating new programming to assist both young people and those who employ them to better navigate the COVID-19 storm. Indeed, the staff and board of Stay Work Play New Hampshire spent much of the year responding to the extraordinary circumstances brought about by COVID-19. And for all the challenges brought about by the pandemic, one benefit of having to pivot and go exclusively virtual is that we have been able to reach more people in more parts of the state than ever before. And this is a very good thing, as much of 2020 has been working to ensure that Stay Work Play's program of work remains relevant and and that we most effectively and efficiently use our resources to attract and retain more young people in New Hampshire. Case in point is the launch of our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion series. Our survey data tells us that one of the reasons young people might leave New Hampshire is due to our lack of cultural diversity. To address this very real issue, our new Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion series seeks to amplify the voices of young people of color here in the state and to help make New Hampshire a more welcoming, inclusive, and just people for people of all backgrounds. Finally, we launched New Hampshire Rocks the Vote, a nonpartisan initiative to promote both young voter registration and the exercising of the right to vote on November 3rd. In short, it's been a very busy year, and what we've accomplished together could not have been possible without our terrific volunteers and my truly incredible colleagues, Beth Sansucci and Sarah Davis. Many, many thanks to all of you. I'd also like to recognize those whose support makes tonight's program possible. Thank you to the dedicated efforts and crew at Productions, Inc., the Currier Museum of Art, our host venue tonight, our Rising Stars Awards partner, New Hampshire Public Radio, the Stay Work Play staff, and all of our sponsors and donors. Please join me in thanking all of these talented people and organizations that are making tonight possible. A key part of our continued success here at Stay Work Play are those who regularly align themselves with and help put forward our mission. For that, I'd also like to recognize our board of directors, our board of advisors, members of the state's young professionals networks, volunteers that serve on our committees, and our volunteer bloggers. Our people truly are our biggest asset. I'd now like to invite Bruce Mccall from the Currier Museum of Art, tonight's venue sponsor, to the stage for a few remarks.
Thank you, Will. Welcome, everyone. It's wonderful to have you here. Gosh, it's been so long since we've had an audience in the auditorium. Oh, just a thank you to Stay Work Play for having this event at the Courier. We love our partnership with your organization and your mission to support young professionals in New Hampshire. We are New Hampshire's art museum, and we pride ourselves on serving a really wide and diverse population. So diverse that I'm only going to share just a smidgen of what we do here. I encourage you to come back. I encourage you to stay for the evening. Tonight is Art After Work, which is a free Thursday program every Thursday. There's a wonderful musician outside, a bar outside. You can enjoy yourselves. As I mentioned, we serve many audiences, both young and old, children, teens, seniors, and professionals, adults. We serve this community through extraordinary exhibitions like the exhibition Whispering Quilts, which is on the second floor of the museum. This is an exhibition by New Hampshire's own Richard Haynes Jr., wonderful and talented artist that lives here in New Hampshire. We have an extraordinary exhibition also in the main gallery's Open Worlds, Video Games and Contemporary Art, which is sure to inspire the young at heart. We also run many art education programs for our community. We just this week launched the first in the state comprehensive Art for Vets program. We're really proud of this program. We are really excited to be serving the veterans and active service members and their families in New Hampshire for many years to come. And this is a comprehensive program that serves the whole family through art. We believe at the Courier that art can both inspire and it can heal and it can bring people together. I also want to mention that we have virtual classes for students of all ages. We are in the middle of our fall term. You can go to our website if you want to take an art class. We have extraordinary teachers who can lead the way. And as I mentioned, we have public programs like Art After Work every Thursday night, or if you just want to come to the gallery, find a bit of time, a bit of respite in the galleries, enjoy the extraordinary collections at the museum with a loved one or a friend with social distancing. This is your place. We're your museum. We're so happy to have you here tonight, and we hope you'll come back soon. Thank you.
This is the world we live in for now. So thank you, Bruce, and thank you to everyone here at the Courier. We have very much enjoyed hosting the Rising Stars Awards here at the Currier Museum of Art in Manchester for these now past 3 years, and we are very appreciative and to the entire team here, and what great hosts that you are. We will now hear remarks from Joe Purrington, the president of Eversource, New Hampshire, our lead Evening Star sponsor of the 2020 Rising Stars Awards.
On behalf of everyone at Eversource, we're proud to join in celebrating this year's Rising Stars. The young professionals and cool companies we're recognizing tonight are making a meaningful difference here in the Granite State, giving back to their communities and promoting an environment where future generations will want to stay, work, and play. As the COVID-19 pandemic has changed every aspect of our daily lives, these young people and companies haven't stopped working to advance a bright future for our state. They are continuing to give back to their communities at a time when their support is needed more than ever before. At Eversource, we're committed to ensuring that our neighbors and businesses have the power they depend on, especially now with so many working from home and learning remotely. We're also committed to being a leader in workforce development in New Hampshire because we know a strong workforce is critical to our state's future success. That's why we're grateful for the opportunity to support Stay, Work, Play in recognizing the young leaders who are moving our state forward, as well as the businesses that are attracting and retaining our vibrant workforce. Tonight's Rising Stars are highly skilled, creative, and passionate. They represent the diversity of experiences and thought that enrich our communities and make them stronger by presenting new solutions to overcome challenges. Congratulations to all of this year's Rising Stars, and thank you for embodying what makes New Hampshire such a special place to stay, work, and play.
Thank you so much, Joe, and thank you to everyone at Eversource Energy. Again, tonight's presenting sponsor of the Rising Stars Awards, and without whose support of Eversource and our other sponsors, tonight's event simply would not be possible. Now, I'd like to ask Jim Schachter, the CEO and president of New Hampshire Public Radio, our partner for the 2020 Rising Stars Awards, indeed our partner for this event for the last 9 years, to the stage.
Thank you, Will, and thanks to you here at the Courier for masking up and coming out tonight, and to you watching from home, all of you coming out in support of this great event. These are anxious times in the world, in our country, here in New Hampshire. The pandemic, the economy, our kids' educations, the state of, even the fate of our democracy, there is a lot to keep us up at night. In times like these, I think we can all agree that maintaining our civic focus and New Hampshire's sense of community are of heightened importance. Indeed, the annual coming together that the Rising Stars Awards provides for young people, our business and nonprofit communities, and leaders throughout the state feels especially important right now. I'm a first-timer at this event. My wife Pam and I are celebrating our 1-year anniversary of becoming New Hampshireites this week, so I don't have a great accent yet like the guy from Eversource. But I know this much. This is an occasion for optimism. Tonight is an opportunity for people representative of the Granite State's growing and enriching diversity to come together to share ideas, reflect on innovations, and just simply take pride in our state and how it continues to evolve. The platform that the Rising Stars Awards provides to highlight success stories is so important and so needed in these challenging times we find ourselves navigating. So, as we have for nearly a decade now, we at New Hampshire Public Radio are delighted to be presenting this evening's program in partnership with Stay Work Play. As Will mentioned, we've had all these great years working together, and we hope to have many, many more to come. Like all great partnerships, ours is steeped in a shared purpose, a shared value, public service. Both of our organizations focus on the common good. Both of our organizations focus on building the foundations of a stronger future for our beautiful state. Both of our organizations focus on building community ties through the work we do every day. At NHPR, what we do every day is find and share the stories of New Hampshire, stories you likely won't find anywhere else. We lift unheard voices. We invite people of diverse perspectives to shape our understanding of what's happening here. We create forums for candid conversation, and we get to the bottom of things, reporting important truths that otherwise might stay hidden. I want to share just a couple of programming highlights with you tonight. In the lead up to November 3rd, and I know many are counting down the days, NHPR is a go-to source for reporting on local, state, and national elections. Our experienced team is focusing on issues of consequence for New Hampshire voters, and our colleagues at NPR are following every twist of a national election like none in American history. Here at home, we're conducting on-air debates for all the major statewide races. We had the U.S. Senate candidates on live this morning, and there's one more face-off to go. Please join us next Tuesday, the 20th at 9 a.m. for the gubernatorial debate between Chris Sununu and Dan Feltus. You can catch it live on NHPR at nhpr.org, over Facebook Live, or you can watch it via NHPBS, our partner in these debates. Still need to get ready to vote? You have to have a plan. Visit our Elections 2020 page at nhpr.org for voting guides, candidate interviews, and coverage of statewide and national races. Also, number 2, at this event, celebrating the vibrant young leaders of a fast-changing New Hampshire, I also want to draw special attention to how NHPR is serving our state's largest minority group, our Hispanic community. When we realized there was no local news in Spanish about the pandemic, we launched a daily newscast called Que hay de nuevo, New Hampshire? That means What's New, New Hampshire, to fill the gap. Hundreds of Spanish speakers in our state have subscribed to the show on the WhatsApp app, and we've got a growing Noticias section of Spanish language news on our website. We've also added a great show called Latino USA to our weekend radio schedule. And with other news media colleagues, we formed an advisory board of Hispanic leaders to help us learn to better serve a diverse, multilingual New Hampshire. So, if you haven't checked out NHPR lately, in English or Spanish, I urge you to take a listen, visit us online at nhpr.org, follow us on social media, sign up for our email newsletters, download one of our podcasts, or ask your streaming device, and I love to get to say this, to play NHPR. And now, to the business at hand. I'm delighted to introduce tonight's host, Hannah Mccarthy. Hannah is the co-host and producer of NHPR's Civics 101 podcast. With her co-host Nick Capodice and their team, she offers what they call a refresher course on the basics of our democracy and its institutions. Those are lessons everyone could use a refresher on these days. And indeed, during this period of remote learning, Civics 101 has been working with teachers to create scores of lesson plans and learning tools for use at home or in the classroom. It's all available at civics101podcast.com. In addition, Hannah and Nick recently published a book called A User's Guide to Democracy, a crash course in how the U.S. government works. Pick it up and support your local bookstore. Hannah grew up in Massachusetts and spent some time in Brooklyn before coming to NHPR, and we are so glad she did. And we are so glad that she's here tonight. So thank you one more time for your support of New Hampshire Public Radio, and now here's Hannah.
Thank you so very much, Jim. And I am so excited to be here this evening to host the 2020 Rising Stars Awards. As a young professional myself who made the choice to build a career and build a life in New Hampshire, I'm delighted to meet all of you, especially because I haven't met anyone in so long in person, and celebrate so many of my peers throughout the state who have also found New Hampshire a great place to start a career, start a family, build a business, as many of you have, or enjoy all of the natural and recreational wonders that this state affords. And before we get to tonight's program, I would like to take a moment to thank our sponsors who made this evening possible. New Hampshire Public Radio, that's us, Eversource, the Currier Museum of Art, Productions, Inc., Dartmouth Hitchcock Health, Manchester Regional Airport, Gyk Antler, Exeter Health Resources, Y-Fly, Elm Grove Companies, Northeast Delta Dental, St. Mary's Bank, Bellwether, Barry Dunn, Higher Alliance, McLean Middleton, Sprague, Wash Street, Whipfly, and Anagnost Companies. Thank you to all of those companies for sponsoring us. So please join us in a round of applause to say thank you. Okay, now on to the show, what we all are here for. The 2020 Rising Stars Awards consist of 7 award categories. We've got the High School Student of the Year, the College Student of the Year, the Intern of the Year, the Civic Leader of the Year, Young Entrepreneur of the Year, Coolest Companies for Young Professionals, and Young Professional of the Year. And in addition to receiving an engraved award, all of this year's winners will receive commendations from the United States Senator Jeanne Shaheen, United States Representatives Anne McLean Custer and Chris Pappas, Governor Chris Sununu, and Manchester Mayor Joyce Craig. Thank you to all of our elected officials for recognizing the achievements of our winners in this way. And to our judges that provided their time and talent in selecting this year's winners, we thank you as well. We know it was not an easy task. Please find the judges' names listed in your program, and let us now take a moment to recognize everyone just mentioned. Okay, now on to our awards. Please help me welcome to the stage Doug Cullen, Manager of Career Services at Pinkerton Academy, to help present this year's High School Student of the Year Award.
Thanks, Anna. The High School Student of the Year Award recognizes a remarkable high school student in New Hampshire between the ages of 13 and 18 who is making an impact in their community, is actively engaged in extracurricular activities, and excels in the classroom. Our High School Student of the Year Award recipient is a rising senior at Londonderry High School. Since identifying her intended career as nursing with a focus on healthcare policy, she has focused her volunteer work in the healthcare field while actively volunteering in New Hampshire politics. This student first started getting involved in her community her sophomore year of high school. Her first volunteer work was for home, health, and hospice, followed by fundraising for Boston Medical Center. When those 2 opportunities ended, she became a long-term volunteer as assistant coach to the Londonderry Middle School field hockey team, where she spent every day after school coaching until the end of the season. When the season was over, her involvement with New Hampshire politics began by volunteering on the Pete Buttigieg campaign. She helped organize and participate in multiple youth voter registration information sessions to educate young New Hampshire voters on how they can register and vote and use their vote. After the New Hampshire primary, she was selected as one of 2 high school students to volunteer for a position at the Democratic National Convention. In addition to her political volunteer work, she is a member of class representatives, Model UN, serves on the board of the Debate Club, and recently funded and founded a Young Democrat Club to promote local political involvement with her peers. all while excelling academically and ranking in the top 30 of her class. In the words of her nominator, quote, "This student is the National Honor Society recipient and top 10% of her class. She's a proud healthcare volunteer. Her impact as a presidential campaign canvas leader secured her selection as a New Hampshire page for the Democratic National Convention. As a rising senior, she will apply for nursing programs focused on public health and policy. The Stay Work Play 2020 High School Student of the Year goes to Erin Strike." Erin, go on up.
Thank you. As young people in New Hampshire, I feel we all have a responsibility to represent our state. I am so grateful to be receiving this award, as it gives me a platform to speak on the issues I am passionate about. It is these passions which have inspired me to get a degree in the healthcare field and advocate on behalf of our community. I am only 17, but for the rest of you in this room, the best way you can represent New Hampshire and make a difference in our state and our country is to vote on November 3rd. Register if you haven't already. I'd like to end by thanking Stay Work Play for this amazing honor and for all the work they do for young people in New Hampshire. Thank you.
Congratulations, Erin. You are an outstanding member of your local and high school community, and as someone who works with a lot of high school students, I almost cried during that presentation, so just so you know. Very impressive. Listen to her about voting. So to help present the College Student of the Year Award, please welcome to the stage Christiana Thornton, President and CEO of New Hampshire Higher Education Assistance Foundation, the NHHEAF Network.
Good evening, everyone. Kudos to you, Will, and to your team for putting together such an amazing event. And by the looks of it, it seems like this streaming is going pretty well. So I don't want to jinx it, but so congratulations. I know that it's not an easy task right now in this environment. I'm thrilled tonight. The College Student of the Year Award recognizes an outstanding college student living and going to school in New Hampshire between the ages of 18 and 40, who is an academic rising star and is giving back to their community. Julianna Goode is a remarkable New Hampshire resident, both in the classroom and in the community. Julianna started off their very first week at the University of New Hampshire with a pre-orientation volunteer experience and service program, where students spend the week volunteering at various sites around the seacoast. Since then, they had used their love of service to volunteer for meal distribution prep at the Ways Meat Center, participate in several days of service coordinated through UNH, and to give their time to various organizations on campus to help them ensure their events are accessible to the disabled community. As a senior at the university, Julianna has been working for the Changemaker Collaborative as a Changemaker coach and a social venture innovation challenge consultant, helping those who would like to enter the competition with their entry materials and inspiring others to consider entering by facilitating workshops and various courses across the university. During Julianna's sophomore year at UNH, they began losing their hearing. They are now about 60% deaf in both ears and are continuing to lose their hearing. This experience has led them to become an advocate for the disabled community. Julianna works to make New Hampshire a better place for disabled people to live, work, and enjoy all the beautiful spaces our state has to offer. To help accomplish this, they have worked with UNH's accessibility services to provide signs leading to wheelchair-accessible entrances for buildings around campus. In addition to Julianna's significant involvement in the UNH and Seacoast community, they are an honors student who has received a number of academic awards and has earned a number of accomplishments with the UNH Symphony Orchestra. When asked to describe Julianna in short, her nominator wrote, quote, Julianna Goode is an honors student, an accomplished musician, an active volunteer, a youth mentor, and a champion for social innovation and social justice. Julianna, please join us on stage to accept your award.
Thank you. I would like to thank Faina Bucher and Megan Brabeck for nominating me. This is a great honor. I'd like to thank my parents and my brother for always being extremely supportive of me. My mom is here tonight, and I couldn't be happier about that. I haven't seen her in almost a year. I guess, in short, if I could say a lot of things to you about accessibility and the importance of including disabled people in your work. But I also realize that this is a time that we need to be intersectional in our activism, and we need to work to include everyone. So what I'll leave you with tonight is Black Lives Matter. Make sure that you're registered to vote. Go and vote. If you need help voting, call me. Let's all be good neighbors to each other and continue to work to make our state a truly wonderful place to live. Thank you.
Thank you, Julianna. Congratulations. We cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. And I'm sure you've heard this before, seen this before, but you have a very appropriate last name. Now, please welcome to the stage Will Arvello, Director at the State of New Hampshire Division of Economic Development, to help present this year's Intern of the Year Award.
Good evening. Nice to be out. Only the second time I've worn a suit in 7 months. First of all, I want to congratulate Will Stewart and State Work Play for all the wonderful work they do throughout the year to both attract and retain young people in the state of New Hampshire. And we all know that we need a lot of young people to stay here and to come here. I do a lot of work with economic development and with companies, and every day they're looking for new employees. So we really appreciate what they're doing, and our work really aligns very well. So on to the Intern of the Year. The Intern of the Year Award recognizes an exceptional young person in New Hampshire between the ages of 18 and 40 who made an exemplary impact on a New Hampshire company during their time as an intern. Madison Olsen, where are you, Madison? Madison, congratulations. Madison Olsen spent last spring as a student teaching intern at Hinsdale High School. As we know, this was a challenging time for schools across the country. When the global pandemic hit in March, many schools were forced to make the shift to remote learning for what they thought would be only a couple of weeks, but turned out to be for the remainder of the school year. Almost immediately after starting her internship, Madison became a teacher lead with the goal to provide opportunities for all of her students to achieve and learn, despite varying learning challenges. She designed a curriculum that fit a remote learning model and focused on engaging her students. She came up with creative ways using available technology to communicate with students. Similar to many other schools throughout the state, during this period of COVID-19, Hinsdale schools struggled with Wi-Fi and access to technology. And community demographics created a large challenge for remote learning. However, Madison has excelled in this environment, which bodes well for her future as a teacher. So where's Madison now? She's sitting right there. A recent graduate of Keene State College, Madison has started her graduate studies in curriculum and instruction at Keene State College, and is also a full-time first-year teacher of sixth grade language arts at Woodbury Middle School in Woodbury Middle School in Salem, New Hampshire. Madison's incredible work does not stop at her internship. She was the president of the class of 2020 at Keene State and won both the 2019 Mary Ruel award from the New Hampshire Retired Educator Association and the 2020 President's Leadership Award from the University System of New Hampshire. In the words of her nominator, Maddie is a leader, plain and simple, but it is this dedication that makes Maddie not only a leader, but a leader who aspires to lead through teaching. Madison, I end by saying my one teacher that made a huge difference in my life was my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Martin. She was warm, understanding, and encouraging. She saw something in me, and after 50 years, I have not forgotten about that 1 year with her. Similarly, I hope that you will be the light for many of your students. You represent the next generation of teachers that will invent a new way of sharing your love for learning and creating a better world. Madison, congratulations on all your incredible accomplishments, and thank you for your incredible strength and dedication to the students during these difficult times. Madison, please join us on stage to accept your award.
Hello. Thank you so much to this amazing organization and the hosts and the sponsors. I also think it's really important to thank Glenn Hammett, who was my cooperating teacher at Hinsdale Middle High School, and Chris Parsons, my advisor at Keene State College. And lastly, I really want to thank all the amazing teachers that have gotten me to where I am today, and I really hope that one day I can be that amazing teacher for some of my students too, because every child deserves the best teacher and the best education, and it's our job to give it to them. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Madison. The state and the world needs teachers like you.
Fidelity Investments congratulates all those being recognized as a rising star. Like you, we support the Stay, Work, Play initiative to help New Hampshire attract and retain young workers in the state. Our efforts at Fidelity include working to raise awareness of the broad career paths in New Hampshire through programs like Resume, which is focused on getting individuals who've had a career break back in the workforce, and collating a statewide initiative to create new pathways from school to work, including a partnership with the University of New Hampshire to provide qualified students with internships and scholarships to those interested in a career in financial services. We're honored to be part of this year's celebration, and while we wish we could be there in person, we congratulate this year's honorees. Thank you for your leadership and for being part of the fabric that we call home.
Now, to help present the Civic Leader of the Year Award, please welcome to the stage Arnold Mykolo, a community environmental justice advocate with the Conservation Law Foundation, and Stay Work Play's 2016 Civic Leader of the Year Award. Welcome, Arnold.
Good evening, everyone. The Civic Leader of the Year recognizes an individual who, through their volunteerism and philanthropy and community involvement, demonstrate a commitment to civic participation. Their community and development of personal leadership and capacity to make New Hampshire a better place for future generations. I just want to preface by saying that this person I'm about to introduce, this award, is a very special human being. He holds a very special place in my heart, and he's very smart, kind, and multi-talented. He has a great sense of humor, too. It's been an honor and a blessing to call him a brother, a friend, and now a fellow civic leader. Martin Toe is a co-founder of Change for Concord, a diverse group of young adults who are working together to improve the quality of life for young people in the Concord community. Martin's vision and goal has always and will always be to lift up the community that he is in and inspire the people around him to achieve their goals and to make a difference. At age 24, Martin has just as that. For the past 18 months, while leading Change for Concord, Martin has served as the grassroots organizer intern for the American Friends Service Committee, where he organized Know Your Rights trainings, Civic Academy, and delegation for young adults that traveled to Washington, D.C. to advocate with our congressional delegation for immigrant rights. In addition, he coordinated a successful campaign to ensure that young adults would have free access to the new Concord Community Center for community building events. Martin's dedication to his community is one that is proud, and the Concord community is extremely lucky to have him leading event to help create a more inclusive and accessible community. Not only Martin is leading an impactful community event, but he's a gifted musician who uses his talent to lift up messages of hope, courage, and strength. In the word of Martin's nominator, he takes responsibility for helping create a community that's healthy, strong, and where everyone can feel safe. New Hampshire is very fortunate to have you, my brother. Martin, please join us on stage to accept your award.
Man, yeah, he had a lot of good things to say. Sure, man, okay. Well, are the cameras on? All right. So first, I want to start off by saying thank you to my parents, and I want to say thank you to God for life. You know, it takes a village to raise a child, so I want to say thank you to New Hampshire for raising me. And I want to say thank you to AFSC for giving me the tools to be able to lead and to be able to stand here on the stage to address the people sitting here and the ones who are viewing right now. You know, it takes every single one of us to make New Hampshire a more vibrant and a more inclusive place. So we all have our parts to do. And for, you know, the powerful people that are watching, whether you're in here or you're out there, stop being greedy, man. Lead with love. First, love the people, and just love to do what's right. You can also maybe raise the minimum wage. You know, we need that, young people. Just saying. We also need affordable housing during this time, especially if you want us to stay in New Hampshire. Also, free the immigrants that are trying to come here, you know, in New Hampshire. They don't need to be staying in Stratford County. Also, free the young people that are in jail. There's things called restorative justice that might be more helpful, I think. But lastly, I want to say thank you to Work, Stay, Play. I think I said that wrong, right? Stay, Work, Play. Thank you. God bless you.
Martin, thank you so much for your commitment to New Hampshire, and that is what civic participation looks like, everybody. So.
My name is Jen McGowan, and I work with Community Relations at Exeter Health Resources. That includes our affiliates of Exeter Hospital, Core Physicians, and Rockingham VNA. On behalf of our organization, congratulations on your hard work and achievement. We are so happy to be part of this event and hope you have a great evening. We know there are many great things to come from this group, and we will keep watching. Best wishes from all of us at Exeter Health Resources.
Now on to help present the Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Please welcome to the stage Ted Kitchens, Director of Aviation at the Manchester-Boston Regional Airport, and this year's sponsor for the Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award.
Thank you. And good evening. And on behalf of the 2,200 employees at the Manchester-Boston Regional Airport and the over 2 million passengers that fly through the airport every year, we are pleased to be back for our second year of presenting a Rising Star Award, the Young Entrepreneur of the Year Award. The Young Entrepreneur of the Year award honors a visionary New Hampshire resident whose innovative ideas are helping shape the future of our state through an entrepreneurial venture. This year's winner is Shaquanda Allen, the owner of Roots Natural Hair Shop in Manchester. Shaquanda is a self-employed hairdresser, renting a chair from someone else's salon. She then recognized a need in the community, but as so often the case with innovators, there was a roadblock. And like so many innovators before her, she got to work and did not let this stop her. Instead, upon graduating from the Southern New Hampshire University, Shaquanda advocated for House Bill 82, which eventually was passed into law. This bill quite simply states that if you are performing natural hair care and braiding using no chemicals, you no longer needed a cosmetology license to start your own company. With this change, Roots was born. In 2019, Shaquanda and her husband transformed their living room into Roots, and after a year of doing business, they moved into the heart of Manchester and now serve over 400 clients that travel from all over New Hampshire. It is noted in her nomination that though some significant struggles, and through those, like all innovators do face, her talent, professionalism, customer service, community leadership and focus, and positive forward-looking demeanor, which are all traits of a very successful leader, they have remained unwavering. Natural hair care services in the state of New Hampshire are extremely limited, and as the state becomes more diverse, there is an increasing number of people that are in need of the services provided at Roots. Shaquanda, her long-term goal for Roots is to provide a mobile service that can make hair care services even more accessible throughout the Granite State. The mobile unit will help increase business, build better relationships, and give clients the confidence boost that comes with having well taken care of hair. In the words of our nominator, Shaquanda has a passion and a genuine love for hair, for people, and for most of all, for God, that is out of this world. It is astounding. She is truly a pure and humble spirit, and if there's anyone I can thank that is more deserving of this award, it is her. So please join me in congratulating Shaquanda for winning this year's Entrepreneur of the Year.
So I'm going to take the mask off so you can see my face. First and foremost, I want to thank my Lord and Jesus Christ for always answering my prayers, for giving me such a beautiful gift that uplift, educate the Granite State of New Hampshire. It's finally showing the roots of New Hampshire and the natural hair care. Natural hair care has been a demand in New Hampshire for years, and I am honored that Stay Work Play has recognized my dedication and all my hard work. I don't have much time to thank everybody in my journey, but there's two in my life that I want to thank the most, Miss Tony Elka and Louisa Martin. If it wasn't for these two women, I wouldn't even step foot in New Hampshire. So I want to thank them for giving me this opportunity to even see this environment. To my Nubian king, love, loyalty, and integrity for eternity. I love you. And to all my clients, for hair. Thank you guys. Stay healthy.
Thank you so much, Shaquanda. Congratulations, and we look forward to you being successful for the rest of your life. Now, to help present this year's Coolest Companies for Young Professionals Awards, please welcome to the stage Julie Demers, Executive Director of the NH Tech Alliance.
Taking my mask off as well. I talk pretty quietly, so I don't think there's a chance you would hear me if I left it on. We'll stand by with the wipe, okay? So, the Coolest Company for Young Professionals Award is designed to recognize a business that creates an outstanding workplace with innovative programs and benefits to attract, recruit, and retain young workers. We once again have a People's Choice component to the Coolest Company Awards. This allows you, the audience, and all of you at home, to take part in determining the award winner. This year, we extended the voting to the general public prior to this evening's event, so hot off the press. The voting closed at 6:15 tonight. Unlike past years where there were three winners, this year's award is a bit different. There'll only be one award recipient, so battle it out. So you may have had the opportunity to virtually get to know some of these companies at their virtual happy hours, which were held over the last few weeks. And hopefully you had the opportunity to learn about the attractive work environments that they're creating for the state's young people. So here are this year's 3 finalists. Gyk Antler of Manchester. It's an integrated marketing company of creative entrepreneurs who believe the most impactful ideas happen at the intersection of strategy, creative, and media. A fiercely independent agency, Gyk Antler is headquartered in Manchester with an office in Boston and a dedicated content studio in Indian Orchard, Mass. Nobis Group, number 2, is an integrated consulting firm providing engineering, environmental solutions for public and private projects of all sizes. They're located in Concord. Nobis provides services that help communities thrive by focusing on best practices to restore the environment, as well as supporting responsible site development through sustainable best management design practices. That is a mouthful. Good work. They are committed to solving the challenges of making the earth a better place to live, community by community and project by project. And finally, Sunrise Labs of Bedford. For more than 25 years, clients have come to Sunrise Labs for complete product development and engineering services. Specializing in medical device and life science instrumental development, Sunrise is known for solving through engineering problems and turning novel ideas into commercially viable products. Their client success and testimonials demonstrate their strength in their software, electronic systems, mechanical, optical engineering, and user experience designs. You guys did not make this easy to read. So now that you've been introduced to our finalists, please join me in congratulating this year's coolest company for young professionals, chosen by the people. I may or may not have peaked. How long can we drag the drum roll? Gyk Antler. Please join us to accept your award.
Thank you very much. It seems a little silly to be celebrating cool, frankly, with some of the amazing work that a lot of you have been doing, getting recognized tonight. So I want to congratulate all the winners. You're doing some pretty amazing things in our state, and we need to keep doing it. So thank you for all of that. It's a little strange sitting out there waiting to see if somebody's going to deem you cool or not. It's also a little not cool for a CEO to come up here and claim we are cool. So I want to say this is entirely a grassroots effort by our employees. Our employees really felt strongly that they wanted to enter this year. They really put a lot of work into filling out the applications, putting the presentations together. And I mean, I wish I was still young enough to be a young professional according to the definition of stay, work, play. But when I came back to the state at 27, I recognized that if I wanted to play in the big leagues of advertising and marketing, I needed to create a company for creative entrepreneurs. And the fact that legitimately cool people who actually invigorate me every day, inspire me every day, volunteer every day, commit to things every day, has made the career here amazing. And so I want to thank all those employees, and I want to thank the grassroots effort that they put forward. I feel cooler because you guys are all cool and you think we're cool, so that's great. I also want to thank all of our clients. They really empower us to do amazing work on a local, regional, national, and even international level that really I take a lot of pride in, attracting the creative professionals that we bring to the table. Most importantly, I want to thank our New Hampshire-based clients. It's really important to us that they keep their money in the state and that they allow us to take charge of how we position, package, and promote some of the products and services we take a lot of pride to here and we all benefit from every day. So I want to thank those clients. Lastly, I want to acknowledge Stay, Work, Play. I've gotten to know this organization quite a bit over the years. Will, Sarah, all the team, Beth, They do an amazing job, and they do a really good job bringing together people from all sections of the state, from all different walks of life, with all different backgrounds, all different experiences, and that's what the state needs to keep doing. We need to be confident. We're world class here in New Hampshire, and until we accept that and start advocating for that outside of our state, then no one else will believe it. So believe it. Thank you.
Congrats to Gyk Antler, and just one more round of applause for all of the incredible companies in the Granite State and our finalists. All right, last but not least, to help us present our final category of the evening, I would like to direct your attention to the screen for remarks from Dr. Will Torrey, Interim Chair for the Department of Psychiatry at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Health, this year's presenting sponsor for the Young Professional of the Year Award.
Dartmouth-Hitchcock Health is proud to partner with Stay, Work, Play on many initiatives throughout the year. Tonight, we want to congratulate all the rising stars who are being honored. Your accomplishments are inspirational and show great promise of future leadership here in New Hampshire. It's my pleasure and honor to recognize this year's Young Professional of the Year. This award recognizes an outstanding individual working and living in New Hampshire between the ages of 18 and 40, who's a rising star in their industry and giving back to the community. This year's Young Professional of the Year is someone I know very well, Dr. Patrick Ho. Patrick is our chief resident in psychiatry at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center in Lebanon, a clinical instructor in psychiatry at Dartmouth's Geisel School of Medicine. He also serves as the youngest president of the New Hampshire Psychiatric Society ever, and he's the first to assume the role while still in his medical residency. In fact, Patrick is the only person who has ever served as president of a state psychiatric society while in his training. After obtaining his bachelor's of science degree and medical degree in just 6 years from Kent State University and Northeast Ohio Medical University, Patrick moved to New Hampshire to complete his training as a resident physician at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Medical Center. Working in New Hampshire allowed Patrick to see the discrepancies in mental health treatment and outcome by rural disadvantaged populations in New Hampshire. This experience influenced him to pursue additional training, and he completed a preventative medicine residency in addition to a psychiatric training at Dartmouth-Hitchcock. While completing these two programs, Patrick also obtained a master's in public health degree from Dartmouth College. Master's in public health allows you to learn how to care for populations of people, and the general training teaches you how to care for individuals primarily. So Patrick has both kinds of training to help citizens here or wherever he goes. In addition to Patrick's impressive education and training, he's passionate about giving back to the community. In his capacity as president of the New Hampshire Psychiatric Association, he's been invited to serve as an expert panelist on topics of preventative medicine and mental health, with serving with presidential candidates on panels, and also talking at the state legislature for local organizations such as New Futures and New Hampshire Medical Society. As president of New Hampshire Psychiatric Society, Patrick's goal is to increase participation in the organization and make practicing medicine in our state more attractive to young psychiatrists. He's also helped to write bills for the state to advocate for mental health collaborative care and for mental health parity, which is an incredibly important topic. He's also worked with colleagues in New Hampshire Medical Society to advocate for other important issues, such as paid family leave and lowering the cost of prescription medications. In the words of his nominator, Fiona McKinney of Dartmouth College, Patrick's dedication to an impact on equitable access to care and innovative research is critical to the health of New Hampshire's statewide community. Patrick leads with compassion and grace, and he's emerged as one of the state's youngest and most thoughtful figures this year. I echo Fiona's words and would add that we are very fortunate to have Patrick on our team at Dartmouth-Hitchcock Health and to have him leading the way here in New Hampshire. I personally have had the chance to work closely with Patrick, both on call and for caring for patients in the clinic, and have seen his contributions clinically for the population health work that he does. And also he's written so that his words and ideas touch the lives of people across the state and across the country. And he's including writing inspiring work about his experiences as a leader to help others to step into similar roles. So please join me in congratulating Patrick on this important and well-deserved award.
Wow, that was very, very nice to hear. But thank you so much to my lovely wife who's here tonight, my family, my friends, and my colleagues who support me. And thank you to Stay Work Play, who has considered me alongside the honorees, the really inspiring honorees that we've heard from tonight. I think it's just so humbling to hear about all the great work that's happening in our great state. And honestly, when I moved here, then I never thought I'd be accepting an award like this at all. So this is just so humbling. But I think I've been so fortunate to work with and learn from young professionals who have inspired me to dedicate myself to advocating for those who have been affected by mental illness. And this past weekend, having been World Mental Health Day, I think is just such a great reminder that our work in advocating for mental health access for all who need it in New Hampshire is far from over, and our fight is far from over. And I think I would be remiss if I didn't say that it's unacceptable to hear from so many of our neighbors who don't feel that they can access needed mental health care except for what's available in their closest ED. But again, I've been so fortunate to work with and learn from colleagues who cared so deeply for others, and I think it's going to take other young professionals like that to step up and work together to ensure that mental health care is a priority in our state. But then when I look around and hear about young leaders like we've heard from tonight following their passions and making the state a better place for all that are around them, then it gives me such hope for our state and the future of young leaders who are hoping to be able to make the state a better place for everybody. So thank you again.
Patrick, thank you for your dedication to public health and your support of so many here in the Granite State. And to all of this evening's winners, thank you for the remarkable work that you do in shaping the future of this state, the place where we stay, we work, and we play. And now, speaking of winners, now is the time for our final winner of the evening. For those of you with raffle tickets, we are going to draw for the winner of the ever-popular 50/50 Cash Raffle. So please take out your tickets, get them ready. Oh, they're right here. All right. And a reminder, half of the total proceeds from the raffle will directly benefit Stay, Work, Play, and the other half will go to a very lucky winner. So the total amount tonight for the raffle is $320, which means $160 goes to Stay, Work, Play, and $160 goes to the winner, who is... Christiana Thornton. She's here. So the winning ticket for the 50/50 raffle, again, is Christiana. Stay Work Play will be in touch with you on how to receive your winnings. And thank you to everyone who got in on the fun by purchasing a raffle ticket and by showing further support for the work of Stay Work Play and its really important mission here in the Granite State. And it has been really short, but thank you all for an absolutely wonderful evening. It has been such a pleasure being your host, seeing you all here tonight for this very special evening. Will, if I could have you come back to the stage for your closing remarks, please. Thank you all.
Hannah, for being this evening's MC and for the terrific reporting that you do every single day at NHPR. Let's give Hannah one more round of applause, please. And I'd like to echo the congratulations that have been given to all of tonight's awards winners. Thank you all for investing your time and your talent to help build the future of New Hampshire. And as has been said before, we look very much forward to hearing more about what you're going to be doing to make New Hampshire even better in the future. One more round of applause for our winners tonight. Finally, I'd like to thank the people whose hard work and dedication tonight made this event in these unusual circumstances such a success. First, to events coordinator Sarah Davis, my colleague who was the impresario tonight, and assisting, and she was kind of leading myself and my other colleague, Beth Sansusi, our outreach and communications manager. I'm, again, very appreciative to you both. Please join me in giving a round of applause. Thank you. I'd also like to thank again the great team at New Hampshire Public Radio, whose work has been so seamless tonight. We love having you as a partner. And again, thanks to the Currier Museum of Art that has been our host here tonight, and to Eversource Energy and all of our sponsors tonight that made this event a possibility. While I have you, it's never too early to start thinking about the 12th annual Rising Stars Awards. Nominations which will be opening in the spring of 2021. So we encourage you to begin thinking about the young talent in your personal and professional lives and networks that are doing great things in New Hampshire and who may be worthy of consideration for this valuable recognition. With that, thank you all for coming out tonight. Thank you for viewing from home. And please, let's all continue doing the great work that we all need to do. With that, thank you and have a great night.